Okay, this is a subject I want to talk about that how they lie to us, how history's been changed, how they lie to us, and how they keep just keeping us this deceit. How do people say they cause the problem? They cause the problem, and then they come up with their own solutions to these problems. When I was young, I was about 16 when they touted the virtues of fluoride in the water. And how we would, in the countries where fluoride were, they were saying back then, I'm 16, that they don't have tooth decay, no cavities. So they started putting fluoride in our water. And since that time, I'm 16, I'm 60, I'll be 70 soon, and I have no teeth, just about. Most people still have problems with their teeth. There are more dentists than ever. So the lie of helping with cavities, adding fluoride, because it's in every tube of toothpaste. It's in all of our water. It's in baby formula fluoride. In 2015, I started seeing videos of studies that show that fluoride is a waste product. Excuse me. That fluoride is a waste product. It should have never been put in anybody's water. And studies have shown that fluoride, since the introduction of fluoride in the United States, the intelligence level of the people in the United States has dropped. There are less geniuses born, and the intelligence level has dropped every 5 or 10 years. So they did not know the adverse effects of fluoride when they just added it, because we know that somebody is always have allergic or something that's always toxic to somebody. But they weren't concerned about that. They just added fluoride to the water and our toothpaste and other products. Most countries, well, back then, a lot of countries didn't allow fluoride in their water. But our things that came up with the problem of tooth decay, cavities, just dump fluoride all over the United States. Which what they planned to dumb us down. Two, excuse me. Two is really trying to put me to sleep again. Two is lead. They told us that babies were eating chips of lead paint and was causing brain damage, retardation, stuff like that. I'd never known babies eat lead paint. But if that was the case, they still give children lead pencils. And they put pencils in the tip of the pencils in their mouth all the time. So that was a lie. But the reason that they didn't want lead around anymore, lead in your homes, lead in the buildings, is because, ex Superman, lead stops frequencies, radiation, all kind of rays, blocks it. Superman, in the comic books, his poison, for use of a better word, his weakness was kryptonite. But if Superman could get lead and block the kryptonite, kryptonite could not, the rays from the kryptonite could not affect him. So, they made these laws that we had to remove all lead or face the consequences of fines or taking the property because they needed that lead removed from these places so they can use these frequencies, these microwaves, these radio waves, this radiation to harass us. Now, some of the things I don't know how it came about, like to get rid of things like, say, the carcinogenic, like and poison like iodine, which is a good toxin, like or turpentine, which is a good detoxin. Here in California, turpentine is not allowed in the state. It has been banned because it says it causes carcinogens. Well, but excuse me, all the things they seem to be banning and saying it's poisonous are the things that's good for us. Now, if they wanted to ban something, they say that they banning turpentine, iodine, and all these other ingredients. Now, remember, iodine is a natural product. It's made from seaweed, from kelp. Turpentine is a natural product. It's made from pine trees. But they're banning them. Now, if you want to ban something, that's cigarette smoke, which they say been killing people all this time for these years. Smoking cigarettes. Why haven't they banned cigarettes? Why haven't they closed down these tobacco manufacturers? If you're going to ban products, start from the one that has been proven, you say, to cause cancer, and that's the tobacco companies. But as I say, they'll cause the problem and come up with their own solutions. So, lead has been removed. Fluoride has been put in the water. Let me touch on one other subject. Urine, feces. In the World War I, they said that the troops, the military, was dying from unsanitary conditions from urine and feces. That they need to find a way to sanitize the battlefield or whatever. They mess with my head now, really bad. But they needed to come up with a way to sanitize the areas where the troop was. So they put out this thing to invent a way to do this, and people came up with 350 ways of making a pads for a toilet. But they chose the one we have today, the system we have today, which is used just about all over the world. They came up with this one. Now, in the past, we have been using the bathroom all over this planet. We had lush green vegetation because God says everything back to the ground. We had lush land because we put the urine and feces back in the ground. There were now there are cases where you have to be careful about bacteria and stuff, but urine and feces was never one of them in our history, in our past. But One World War, that war came about. Like I said, they came up that we need to get rid of urine pieces. Now, listen to their logic. They build these processing plants in every city, especially in Chicago, where they process the water, waste processing. They take out the urine and the feces and dump the water that's supposed to be processed back in Lake Michigan. Makes no sense, because why would you build pipes and underground sewage systems all over the world? I mean, well, in Chicago at least, to pump feces and urine in one location in the whole city. Because if you wanted to do it, why couldn't you process it locally? That each community, because we know feces is a fertilizer, urine is a fertilizer. Why didn't we put it back in the ground? Why we pump it into one central location, process it, and dump the water back into the environment? I've seen the videos where one reason they did that was because they steal our urine with this processing toilets. The urine and feces is pumped to one location. They take out this chemical. I can't remember the name of it. And then they sell it back to us in cosmetics, food, and medication, pharmaceuticals. So they've been stealing our urine a long time. If you can take out and process urine at these facilities, processing waste plants, why can't you process salt water? Why can't you, since we're supposed to have a shortage of water, especially here in California, why can't you process that water that's in the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic, the seas, and give it back to us? Because if you can process urine, you should be able to process salt water. So, a lot of people do urine therapy on, which is called living water. Urine is called living water. In the Bible, it says, when Jesus was on the cross, the soldiers pierced Jesus' side, and out came blood and living water. They had pierced Jesus' bladder, and when they pierced his bladder, that was the living water that came out of his body. But again, they come up with the problem of urine and feces being unsanitary, and they came up with a solution. This doesn't sound like I wanted to sound, but I'm going to let it go up just like it is. Excuse me. As I said, they sell our urine back to us in medications, food, and cosmetics. So we need to look and investigate why they have outlawed a lot of different things in this world and in this country, and kept some things like tobacco companies.